views and opinions expressed on this channel are solely those of the host and guest and are intended for entertainment and discussion purposes only. This channel does not promote bias, hatred, or discrimination of any kind. All questions posed and thoughts shared are part of a critical thinking exercise and are not meant to offend or judge any individual or group. We encourage respectful dialogue and love for all. Please remember to think critically and engage thoughtfully. We aim to foster a positive and inclusive community where everyone feels welcome. Thank you for being a part of Risky Behavior ENT.
Risky behavior. Risky behavior.
Yo, what's up? What's up? How y'all doing? Welcome back to today's topic. Today is Madison Bergmann, obsession in the classroom. Today we're going to be talking about Madison Bergmann, a former 5th grade teacher in Hudson, Wisconsin, who pleaded guilty to sexually abusing an 11-year-old student. And yeah, you heard me right, 11-year-old student, which is just ridiculous. Diabolical is what it is. Now, this episode is going to break down the case, the systemic failures that allowed it to happen, and how we can protect children from predators and positions of trust. Hosted by Mr. Diabolical himself. This is a deep dive into betrayal, accountability, and the cultural blind spots that enable abuse. And what's so interesting about this case, well, I wouldn't say interesting necessarily, heartbreaking, is that this case, what I'm about to talk about today, is about one teacher, but where this happened, the school, there's actually 2 teachers at the same school getting in trouble. And I'm gonna touch on that a little bit today. And I might make a whole nother video to deal with that in itself, man. But yeah, this is ridiculous. Ridiculous. All right. Also, I want to welcome everybody to the channel that hasn't been here before. Feel free to subscribe if you like the content. Also, if you're watching, don't forget to thumbs up and like the video. Bring more people into the conversation. All right, let me play this video. This is interesting. I'm gonna play the first part of this video that's going to deal with Madison Bergmann, but then I'm gonna rewind it, man. Because I want to show you, man, these women predators, they're getting out of control. These women have lost their damn mind. Okay. And what's so crazy about this woman here, she was engaged and I'm messing around with an 11-year-old.
And this 25-year-old elementary school teacher is also pleading guilty to sexual misconduct with a 5th grader.
What is your plea today?
Guilty.
She was actually planning her wedding when she was arrested. It was to take place in 3 months. But police say she became obsessed with an 11-year-old boy at her school in Wisconsin. Madison Bergmann broke down in tears, and get this, police found 35,000 texts and 100 graphic love letters that she exchanged with her victim. "I wanted to just grab your face and push you to the floor and make out with you," goes this text. No surprise, her wedding is off.
Oh my God. So not only over 30,000 text messages, she took it old school. She said, "I'm gonna put this old school on and write love letters." What kind of idiot does some shit like that? Sick ass individual. And did you catch in the video where I played it? It says, "and this teacher," that means it was two of them. So yeah, you know what's so funny? When I was doing my when I was researching into this, in this case, this situation has been happened, but she's recently been sentenced. So that's why people that was into this story are bringing it back up, you know. So we're revisiting this because of sentencing. But when I was looking this up, and you know how you're saving videos and getting your articles together, I made a mistake and actually saved some videos and articles that was for a whole nother case, a whole nother woman. And that's what blew my mind. I said, you could type in Madison Bergmann name, or you could type in teacher sleeps with 11-year-old, and you'll think that, okay, surely I wouldn't have to sift through a lot of content, because surely only one person was dumb enough to do this. But that wasn't true. That wasn't true. Come on, play. I hate when it acts like this.
The cops come to a
My bad. Technical difficulties. Technical difficulties. I'm sure I glitched out for y'all. Hold on.
teacher's home to arrest her for a shocking crime.
You are going to be placed under arrest.
Me?
Mm-hmm. You're Allie, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And it's going to be for predatory criminal sexual assault.
She heard right. Predatory criminal sexual assault for having sex with her 11-year-old student. Moments later, 34-year-old Allie Bardfield, a mother of three, is led away to jail.
You see what I'm saying? Barfield. This woman's last name is, that we're talking about today, is Bergmann. So I just typed in Bergmann teacher messing around with 11-year-old, right? And I said, oh man, I got a lot of videos and articles to do on this. I didn't know it was two people. I said, this is crazy. There's a fucking problem here. There's a problem here. Like, that's like that's just insane to me. That is people doing all this at the exact same time with the same ages and everything. I'm like, this is insane. Anyway, moving right along. So I want to welcome y'all back to Risky Behavior ENT. I am once again your host, Diabolical. This is where I dissect stories that shake our culture and demand accountability. Today's episode is not easy. It's about Madison Bergmann, a 25-year-old fifth grade teacher who pleaded guilty to sexually abusing an 11-year-old student. She sent over 30,000 messages. In the video we just watched, it said 35,000 messages. She confessed to being obsessed with the child. It's weird, an adult being obsessed with a child is crazy. And she was caught just months before her wedding. That's crazy. You know, there can be insecurities in relationships. I don't think anybody out there expects that the competition is an 11-year-old child. I don't think that they think that. Anyway, this is the part of the show where I pull up an article. There she go right there. There she go right there. And under other circumstances, I mean, she looks like, innocent. You wouldn't think she would do something like this. I'm sure her fiance was so happy. He got him a nice young lady. You think about, 25-year-old, young, and beautiful, and you just think you got this nice young lady. She's a teacher at the school, so she cares about kids. And man, I can't wait to start a family with her. And she likes kids, but not in the way that a fiance might think. Okay. So this is Bergmann. This is what she looks like. She taught at River Crest Elementary in Hudson, Wisconsin. And she exchanged thousands of texts with the student, including explicit messages like he turns her on and she loves him. She was caught by the child's father and later sobbed in court as she pleaded guilty. Charges included child enticement and sexual misconduct by school staff. I think it's a blessing that I think the father was able to catch it early enough before a lot of damage was done. Even though of course it's been damage done already, but before she could really get that boy, I think she was gearing up to get him, and the father was able to shut that down. Now here goes an article from 2Fab titled "Teacher, age 25, who allegedly wrote that student 11 years old turns her on, cries in court as she pleads guilty." And she cries all the fucking time. She cries all the time. I got a video where she's being sentenced, and she's crying in there. So she cries. That's ridiculous. How you got a fiance planning your damn family? The former fifth grade teacher is facing more than a decade behind bars after pleading guilty to having illicit sexual contact with a student to whom she allegedly wrote that she loves him, wants to kiss him, he turns her on, and that she is obsessed with him. Madison Bergmann, age 25, was a fifth grade teacher at River Crest Elementary School in Hudson, Wisconsin, until she lost her job over allegations of an inappropriate relationship with one of her students last year. Now she's facing prison time. On Monday, the former educator pleaded guilty to one count of child enticement with sexual contact and 2 sexual misconduct by school staff, according to court records reviewed by Law and Crime. And I got a video coming up by the Law and Crime Network. Y'all look them up. Go subscribe to them. Great network. The defendant spent much of her hearing in tears, per Law and Crime, and was crying as she was led away in handcuffs. I did a short on this woman right here. This woman right here, this mother stabbed and shot her son. As part of her plea deal, prosecutors dropped the most serious charge, first-degree child sexual assault, as well as several others, including using a computer to facilitate a child sex crime, exposing the child to harmful descriptions, and additional counts of the charges she did plead guilty to. Oh my God, crack my back. According to KSTP, okay, it says prosecutors also agreed not to request more than 12 years in prison, according to CARE, K-A-R-E. Without a deal, she could have faced up to 18 years. Bergmann continues to be held in the St. Croix County Jail without bond, now awaiting her sentencing on December 22nd. Let's see. Okay. All right, let me go more to this article, but I want to get to the videos. I know this is the boring part, but sometimes the articles say things that videos don't say, so whatever. She was 24 when she was arrested in May 2024 for an allegedly improper relationship with an 11-year-old student after police were called to her school in regards to inappropriate conduct between the current teacher and a fifth grade student. The alleged relationship between the pair was reportedly discovered on April 29th by the boy's mother. See, earlier it said the boy's father. See what I mean? You get different information. Who found text messages on his phone after overhearing them talking, according to charging docs. The child told investigators he got the teacher's number after the two of them and his mother went skiing together over winter break. From there, said the boy, the two talk almost daily. Oh, so they was mixing it up. Want to go skiing with your teacher? Seems harmless until the teacher is a pervert. Okay. That's why you gotta keep shit separate, man. Don't invite nobody into your home, have nobody around your kid. That's a teacher, let them be a teacher, man. You just can't it shouldn't be that way, but it is that way. It should not be that way, but it is that way. Okay. Wow, that's crazy. You go skiing, she slip him the number. That's insane. Officers allegedly found handwritten notes in Bergmann's backpack inside a folder with the boy's name on it. So not only did she write love letters, she organized them. It's not funny like that. What the fuck? Oh man, per the child, the two would write notes to each other all day. KARE reports there were nearly 100 letters, love notes, and artwork between the two recovered from Bergmann's classroom. Oh my God. And that's just crazy. To just keeping that in the classroom, a place of where she's supposed to be educating students, she has things like that just in her classroom. Is crazy to me. Summarizing is, you know what, it's almost like that dude that was making he was making AI videos of students. He was in charge of taking pictures of the kids. He was like a part of the, I guess was in charge of like taking pictures, like the what they call it. It's been so long since I've been in school. A yearbook, right? Like on one of them committees. He was a teacher there, and he was taking pictures of the kids like for the school, but he would take their face and use AI to make inappropriate videos of them. And he had it all on his work computer. So I don't know. Sometimes it's kind of like these people want to get caught. Anyway, well, it's a good thing they do want to get caught then, because it ain't like I want them to get away with it. So I guess it's a good thing they want to get caught, and they're so careless and so stupid. Summarizing the conversation between the two, police said in her notes, she tells him she loves him, wants to kiss him. He turns her on, and that she is obsessed with him. Per the documents, Bergmann allegedly wrote in one of the letters, "One of my cousins is in the 5th grade, and I can't imagine a man talking to her how we talk. I know we have a special relationship, and I do love you more than anyone in the world, but I have to be the adult here and stop." What the? This is insane. Insane. Additionally, KARE reports that investigators investigating both Bergmann's and the students' phones found more than 35,000 texts exchanged between the pair, with nearly 3 dozen email exchanges found on a search of Bergmann's computer. According to Law and Crime, another text exchange began with the student writing, "Ha ha, bro, I just want to make out with you." And the teacher allegedly responded, "I do too," like all the time. Oh my God. I don't even know how you like talking to a kid. Who got kids out there? They not like, like who want, like, I can't imagine, like, who wants to talk to a kid all day? Most people don't even like talking to their own kids, let alone you feeling like you can relate to them and feel anything towards them. Like what she's describing is insane to me. You don't even want to be a friend to a kid. You see what I'm saying? Like, how do you even develop these emotions? Y'all not on the same level. Y'all shouldn't be on the same level. Maybe something wrong with her. I don't know. The child also allegedly told investigators the two kissed several times and talked about having sex per KSTP. He further said that he further said they had touched one another in the classroom when other kids couldn't see. Okay. Learning about a school staff member and alleged inappropriate conduct that breaches trust is deeply troubling for all of us, said a message sent to families by the Hudson School District via KSTP in the immediate aftermath of her arrest. We understand the gravity of this situation and are committed to providing the necessary support for any child who may be impacted. Bergmann resigned her position with Hudson Public Schools on May 13th. That is insane. If you believe you or someone else is the victim of child sexual exploitation, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children offers 24/7 support for those in need at 1-800-THE-LOST. That's 1-800-843-5678 or at report.cybertip.org. You can also contact the FBI at tips.fbi.gov. That is important information to know. Oh my God. That's just insane, man. She was planning a wedding too. While all this is going on, she planning a wedding. She's about to get married. She's engaged. She got a man and out here crushing on an 11-year-old. I guess he know why she was already like she woke up on time every day to get to work. Like, I'm not trying to be funny, but I'm like, seriously, like you see things in people and then you think back later on, like that's why she was so like that's why they were. Oh my God. All right. Let me keep on moving on. Okay, here we go. Anyway, so teacher admits to abuse. They got
He has been highly consequential crimes against the child in a role as a teacher. The state is ultimately going to request potentially up to 12 years of incarceration. And so based upon all of that, I'm going to exercise my discretion to order that she be remanded into the custody of the St. Croix County Sheriff. Bond is going to be revoked as of this moment. And we will await the 75 days or so to get the PSI completed and find out what the ultimate outcome here is in terms of sentencing.
why do they that is just fucking irritating. Like, shut the hell up. Like, turn her mic off or something. Like, look, I ain't about to listen to that all fucking like you know what I'm saying? The judge trying to read and shit. And she I ain't about to listen to that. The whole damn court appearance. Shut up. You know the hell you damn did. Sending all them love letters and stuff to that damn boy. Like, shut up. Seriously, that is irritating. I can't stand people that do that. Like, you in trouble. You caught. Shut up. Have some dignity. All in the mic. And she's doing it on purpose. Like, you know that, right? You know, people like that do that on purpose to irritate you or get you to get your attention. Like babies do that, right? But they're babies, so you understand it, right? They cry to get the attention, to try to force you to do what they want you to do. You know, you tell them, hey, you had enough juice, you drink water for the rest of the day. What do? Because the idea is, if I irritate you enough, you'll give in. Because children are smart. This grown ass woman is doing the same thing in court with a judge. Like, come on, that is irritating. Like, stop. Like, why are you doing that? What the hell? Female teacher balls uncontrollably in court after admitting to sexually abusing a boy that's aged 11. Like, get out of here. Teacher pours down tears. I said teacher pours down. It's tears poured down the face of a former elementary school teacher who admitted to the court that she had sexually abused 11-year-old boy in her class. Madison Bergmann, 25, was soon to be married. Teacher at River Crest Elementary School in Hudson, Wisconsin, until the father of the 5th grade boy caught her abusing his son. I told you, one article it'll say the mom, next article it says the father. It looks like that she did not get to take it all the way with this kid, and I'm glad that they was able to stop that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's even crazier. She would have potentially, because think about it. I mean, adults, she's an adult. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad they was able to stop that, because she was grooming him to get him to sleep with her. Because remember, the boy sent a message. He said, I just want to make out. So that proves she was trying to take it further. They found a message from the boy, I just want to make out. She was trying to take it further with that boy. And I'm just glad. I don't care if it was the mother or the father. I'm just glad that they was able to stop it. Okay. Bergmann pleaded guilty to 1 count of child enticement and 2 counts of sexual misconduct by school staff at the plea hearing on September 29th. The sex offender has several charges dismissed, including first-degree sexual assault of a child, exposing the child to harmful descriptions, using a computer to facilitate child sex crime, and additional counts of sexual misconduct by school staff and a child. Oh, and child enticement. Let's see. Let me see. Yeah, I'm gonna go on to the next thing. I think it's gonna pretty much be a repeat of everything I already said. Oh well, look, I'm gonna read some more of it. In the courtroom, Bergmann is seen on video appearing to struggle with keeping her composure as the judge announces the possible 18-year incarceration she may face. The guilty woman wore a gray sweater and wept as the judge continued to speak. She wiped away tears from her face with tissue. Her attorney seated next to her seemed unfazed by the drama, because he knew it was fake. He probably was thinking the same thing I'm thinking, like, man, shut the hell up. Like, damn, you irritating. At one point, it seemed that the judge paused because Bergmann had mistakenly cried into the microphone placed in front. That wasn't by mistake. She's doing that on purpose. Like, what are you talking about? She's doing it on purpose to irritate. Oh my God. The victim's father caught the abuser when he found messages between the two on the child's phone. Reportedly, the mother found her son. That's what's going on. That's why they're reporting it differently. They're both there. The mother heard something, became suspicious, went to the father, and the father went in there and blew the lid off of that whole operation. Reportedly, the Reportedly, the mother found her son on the phone with the offender and told the boy's father. The father found the conversations. Allegedly, the messages said she liked when the boy touched her and that she enjoyed making out with him. That's what she said. She in the messages. This father, imagine being a dad and you reading the messages from this grown adult that's supposed to be teaching your kid, not trying to sleep with them. Oh, I enjoy making out with you. Huh? I don't know about look. Let me tell you something. If this was me, this article don't read the same way if this is me. Like, this is crazy. If that's me, it ain't just me printing out some paperwork. Like, this would have said, and father entered the school and beat her ass and like, this article different. Like, come on, man. Oh my God. Can you imagine the rage and the anger you would be shaking with just seeing something like that? Like, what the hell? Like, this your teacher sending this to you? Oh man. The elementary school released a statement learning about a school staff member and alleged inappropriate conduct that breaches trust is deeply troubling for us all. And search police found a photo with the victim's name and handwritten love notes between the two. We touched on that already. No pun intended. The pedophile was set to marry her fiance. I like this article. They calling her ass names. Earlier in the article, they said the sex offender. Like, they ain't even calling her by her name. The pedophile was set to marry her fiance, Sam Hickman, in July last year, but was dumped because of her effed up behavior. A friend of Hickman told the New York Post. The marriage probably won't happen. Sam is really upset and heartbroken. He's embarrassed and pissed. He didn't deserve this. Everyone is pissed, said the anonymous friend to the outlet. Oh yeah. Look at this. You like, come on, man. Just looking at a picture like this and stuff, you're like, oh man, that's a beautiful couple. You would not think that this woman is up at the school doing this crap. He ain't gonna talk to her again. His family ain't gonna let her talk to him. His family ain't gonna let him talk to her. You know what though was crazy about with that friends about this friend, this anonymous person, right? I don't think nobody ever liked her. It seems like the friends are not very shocked by this. Like, it seems like the friends Ben thought she was a fucked up person. Probably didn't think he should be with her. That's what this seems like. So, yeah. Oh my God, she's he added about Bergmann. He's really, really hurt, not talking too much about it. Just like, this is fucked up. Bergmann is expected to be sentenced on December 22nd in a separate incident. Second, now watch this, the part I was talking about. I'm gonna show her. Now, this is teacher at River Crest Elementary School was charged with sexual crimes against a student. Abigail Foss is charged with failure to protect a child, causing mental harm to a child enticement, and sexual misconduct by school staff, according to KTSP. Court documents revealed that the teachers were friends and frequently exchanged texts about their relationships with students. If I was the parents at this school, please, any parents at this school, pull your children from that school. That is a dangerous place. That school right here. Whatever it is, what is it? River Crest Elementary School. Pull from that school. This is crazy. And this goes back to what I was saying before. How is it so much going on at the same time involving these women and these kids? When I was looking for Bergmann's case, I got links and videos and articles to a whole nother case, different name, different woman. But she was also, the other woman, and I played a news clip earlier in this video. What that woman, she had slept with the 11-year-old, you know. This is insane. And now this crap is happening all at the same school. The teachers were friends and frequently exchanged texts about their relationships with students. How did that even come up in conversation? And they talking about the school released a statement. That school need to do a little bit more. I mean, hold on, a lot more. They need to do a lot more than just release a damn statement. This is insane. That's crazy. That's crazy. That is crazy. Them some sick ass people, man. Yeah. I'm still here. Trying to get this other. You know what? I was gonna save it to later on in the video, but I do want to I want to show her real quick because I just brought her up. Gail Foss. I was gonna save it to later on, but I apologize, man. This computer moving slow motion. Teacher charge. All right, I got it. Okay. So this the Abigail Foss. This the second teacher at the same damn school. This her home girl, her running partner. They like picking up little kids together.
For more than a year.
A second teacher now at a Hudson elementary school has been charged with making inappropriate contact with a student. Audrey Russo joins us now live from the newsroom with more details. Audrey?
Jason, Lauren, yeah, I spent the past few hours combing through the. Abigail Faust resigned from her job at River.
Damn it. I apologize. I just glitched again. Let me rewind it. Oh my God.
For more than a year.
Act with a student. Audrey Russo joins us now live from the newsroom with more details. Audrey?
Jason, Lauren, yeah, I spent the past few hours combing through the documents. Abigail Faust resigned from her job at River Crest Elementary last year. At the time, Faust was accused of failing to report an alleged relationship between a fifth grader and fellow teacher Madison Bergmann, who also resigned. Court documents now show Police believe Faust herself, the criminal.
Oh my gosh. Why is it doing this? Don't do me. Oh my gosh. My bad. I don't know why the video is doing this.
Documents. Abigail Faust resigned from her job at River Crest Elementary last year. At the time, Faust was accused of failing to report an alleged relationship between a fifth grader and fellow teacher Madison Bergmann, who also resigned. Court documents now show police believe Faust herself was also having an inappropriate relationship with a different fifth grader. KARE 11 got a hold of the criminal complaint last night. It suggests investigators uncovered Faust's relationship through.
Yuck. Look at that. That's who's down there trying to mess with people's children.
Through Bergmann's text messages, interviews with students.
Yeah, she's insane. This is crazy.
Interviews with students and the fifth grade student in question. Police detective Faust pushed him up against a wall and kissed him on the cheek. He stated that it made him feel uncomfortable and scared. The complaint goes on to say, quote, he stated that he never wants to see her again. Now, we reached out to Hudson school district leaders who tell us, in part, we recognize that trust is essential in our school community, and we remain committed to providing a safe learning environment for every student. Now, neither teacher is in custody. Bergmann is awaiting trial. Coming up, I'll have more on what the district says it's doing to protect its students.
Oh my God. At the same damn school. Okay. And that's you talk about systemic failures. How is stuff like this going on in the school? And how did these two perverts find each other to become besties? Like, it's insane. I'm telling you, man, I don't. I just feel like these people keep pushing up on people's children, and I think it's only a matter of time before the parents start pushing back on them. I'm just being real. They keep pushing up on people's kids. It's only a matter of time for the parents start pushing back. Because stuff like this should never. All right. Two damn teachers. All right. So I went over Abigail Faust also resigned. Bergmann knew about false behavior and failed to report it. Raises questions about school culture, mandatory reporting, and administrative oversight. All right. And I am going to go ahead and I'm going to jump into the video of her in court getting locked up. It's going to be more of her sobbing. Oh my God. The views and opinions expressed on this channel are solely those of the host and guest and are intended for entertainment and discussion purposes only. This channel does not promote bias. Alrighty. I got the video ready. It's getting started. Listen to some. I'm sobbing.
Crime. I'm Jesse Weber.
Shout out to Lauren Crime. Shout out to Lauren Crime. One of my favorite channels. I like to look at. I hope they don't be getting mad. I be streaming their stuff, but I don't know. I love it so much. I can't help myself.
Madison Bergmann is a name you probably recognize if you follow us here on Sidebar. She resigned from Riverside Elementary School in St. Croix County, Wisconsin in May of 2024 after the victim's parents brought printed screenshots of some of the texts between their 11-year-old son and his teacher to the school. And by the way, Bergmann was actually engaged to be married at the time. Now, that engagement was quickly called off when messages like these came to light. Victim, ha ha ha, bro, I just want to make out with you. Bergmann, I do too, like all the time. Bergmann, also today when you said, I know you're mad, but I want to kiss you. Oh my gosh, I wanted to grab your face and just push you to the floor and make out with you. Victim, ha ha ha, for real. I love to kiss you on the ground too, ha ha ha. Bergmann, I almost kissed you when you were on the ground today, but I got distracted by your stomach.
Who wants to? That's why I be saying, when you an adult, how do you talk to a kid? Like, literally, you didn't feel the least bit weird reading messages that say ha 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 every fucking message? Seriously? Nothing went off in your head and said, this a kid, it's a kid, it's a kid. Like, seriously, how do you care? This is weird. All right, she's weird.
Fucking stomach, it's stomach churning to say the least. Well, these texts were apparently in reference to attack with this child, this boy. According to a criminal complaint, quote, when the other kids left the classroom, she approached him and kissed him on the mouth. He described himself as sitting on the ground immediately after the kiss, as he couldn't believe that it happened and the fact that it was his first kiss. He then got up, gave Bergmann a hug, and left the classroom to catch the school bus. You know, we talk about it a lot, but think about the emotional, mental impact that something like this is going to have on a child.
Oh man, that's crazy. Let me rewind that, because he said something. What the hell?
As he grows up, as he matures, talk about it all the time, particularly when I have on Chris Hansen. This is a problem. This is really, really, really disgusting stuff. Now, you got to get this.
I don't know why it won't let me rewind it. He said some good talking about, he's just talking about the mental, emotional impact that what she did would have on the child. I mean, she just took it. Basically, boy sitting on the ground. Maybe he was tying his shoes or something. She just walks up and kisses him in the mouth. That's just crazy. How would he know how to process something like that?
School resource officer testified during a preliminary hearing last year that Bergmann and this 11-year-old, the victim admitted that he and Bergmann had kissed several times, touched each other in class in a way that no one would see. The victim also told the officer about love letters and drawings that he and Bergmann would write to each other. He said that Bergmann kept all of the sheets of papers in folders, and these folders were apparently found in Bergmann's backpack in her classroom. In one of those letters, Bergmann allegedly wrote, "One of my cousins is in the 5th grade, and I can't imagine a man talking to her how we talk. I know we have a special relationship, and I do love you more than anyone in the world, but I have to be the adult here and stop." So despite that apparent acknowledgement that her actions were wrong, the inappropriate conduct seemingly continued. At first, Bergmann was charged with just one count of sexual contact with a child under age 13. It's a first-degree child sexual assault charge. But then there was an amended complaint, and it added another 9, including charges like use of a computer to facilitate a child sex crime, sexual misconduct by school staff or volunteer. Was charged with just one count of sexual
I got it to rewind. There we go.
With a child under age 13. It's a first-degree child sexual assault charge. But then there was an amended complaint, and it added another 9 charges, including charges like use of a computer to facilitate a child sex crime, sexual misconduct by school staff or volunteer, child enticement, which, by the way, has a modifier requiring lifetime supervision of the defendant as a serious sex offender. Monday, September 29th, and that is when Madison Bergmann.
Oh my God. This internet getting on my damn nerves. I want to fire these people.
Requiring lifetime supervision of the defendant as a serious sex offender. But now we go to the latest. We go to Monday, September 29th, and that is when Madison Bergmann was in court to accept the plea deal. By the way, if you're a fan of Sidebar, if you're a fan of law and crime, you might be wondering, how is it that they're able to share so many clips who had been out on bail, was in, which, by the way, has a modifier requiring lifetime supervision of the defendant as a serious sex offender. But now we go to the latest. We go to Monday, September 29th, and that is when Madison Bergmann, who had been out on bail, was in court to accept the plea deal. By the way, if you're a fan of Sidebar.
Okay, so
we use a platform called, go to opus.org and look at side.
Going to enter, please.
All right. I'm still glitching, but I'm still here. Not going nowhere.
Go to opus.pro/sidebar.
I was trying to fast forward to get past this little commercial about opus .pro. Yep.
Start creating your own videos today.
Ms. Bergmann is going to count.
Why does it keep doing that?
Tool there is to help you edit like a pro and grow your own audience. So give it a try for yourself. Go to opus.pro/sidebar to start creating your own videos today.
Ms. Bergmann is going to enter pleas of guilty to count 3, child enticement. There is a lifetime supervision of serious sex offenders. Enhancer on that at this time. She's also admitting to that. Count 6, sexual misconduct by school staff, and count 8, sexual misconduct by school staff. Based on those pleas, the state is moving to dismiss but read in all of the other counts for purposes of sentencing. We are jointly recommending a PSI be done, and the state is to cap their in-custody recommendation at 12 years at the time of sentencing.
Do you understand what's proposed?
I do.
Would you stand up, raise your right hand, and be sworn by the clerk?
Do you swear that the testimony you're about to give in this matter?
Okay. Let's start the sob cries. Let's start the sobbing tears.
And the state is to cap their in-custody recommendation at 12 years at the time of sentencing.
Ms. Bergmann, do you understand what's proposed?
I do.
Would you stand up?
She wasn't even crying before. The minute he called on her, all of a sudden she got to cry. All of a sudden. Like that's weird to me. Like, you ain't got to cry right now.
Raise your right hand and be sworn by the clerk.
Do you swear that the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
You're gonna have to speak up.
Yes.
Okay, have a seat. Thank you. Bring that microphone up close to you so that way I can hear you and everyone else can, okay?
Yeah.
Thank you. So first of all, with regard to counts 3, 6, and 8 in the amended information, which are child enticement with lifetime supervision of serious sex offenders, sexual misconduct by school or staff or volunteer, and sexual misconduct by school staff or volunteer. They are Class D and Class I felonies, the latter two. What is your plea today?
Guilty.
All right. In order for the court to consider whether to accept your guilty plea, I need to ask you some questions. So first of all, did you complete this plea questionnaire and waiver of rights with your lawyer?
I did.
And is this your signature and your lawyer's signature on the second page?
It is.
Now, did you have a chance to talk to Mr. Tamburino about the plea questionnaire?
Yes.
Did you get all your questions answered?
I did.
So the judge walks her through the questionnaire to make sure that everything is correct.
Are you currently receiving any treatment for a mental illness disorder? You had any alcohol, medication, or drugs in the last 24 hours?
You see, she said, yeah to that. I know she been at the house drinking. Probably smoked some weed too or something. Because she knows she done fucked up. She screwed her shit up. She's a teacher, about to marry this guy, whole life ahead of her. And she couldn't help herself.
And what have you had?
I've had my prescribed medication.
Okay, and are
You know that's a lie. You know she was drinking some wine with that.
taking it according to the prescription?
Yes.
Is there anything about that medication that you know of that would affect your ability to understand what we're doing here in court today?
No, Your Honor.
All right.
Yeah, the judge wanted to make sure.
Ooh. I caught it when it glitched and I paused it perfectly.
By pleading guilty, she was giving up certain rights, the right to confront witnesses, the right to present her own evidence. Bergmann agreed that she understood. And the judge went through what the state would have to prove in order to get a conviction on the charges she faced if she had gone to trial.
Next thing we need to do are crimes. And we'll start with child enticement, which is count 3.
Okay.
Now here's why we're doing this, amongst other reasons. One of the reasons, though, is you're offering a guilty plea on all 3 of these charges.
It's crazy to me when you listen to like the language, right? Like I wonder, is it clicking in her head? Like you're being charged with child enticement, child this, child that. Is it clicking in her head that she was messing with a child? Or does she still think she's on the same level where she could be involved in ways that only adults should be talking to adults? You know what I mean? Like, I wonder, is that clicking in her head? Because they keep using the word child. Do she know? Do her brain register that? I wonder.
On all 3 of these charges. And you're giving up the right to have a trial and make the state prove up each of these elements. So I want you to know what it is exactly they would have to prove if we did go to trial, since you're giving up that opportunity, okay?
Yeah.
All right. So first of all, with regard to child enticement, the state would have to prove that you attempted to cause a person to go into a secluded place, that the person was under the age of 18 years, you attempted to cause the person to go into the secluded place with intent to have sexual contact with a child in violation of Wisconsin Statute 94802. In addition, because the allegation is this is an attempt rather than a completed act, the state would also have to establish that that you intended to cause the person to go into the secluded place for the purposes of committing one of the listed crimes, and I've stated the one that was alleged by the state. The defendant did acts that demonstrate unequivocally, under all of the circumstances, that she had formed that intent, and that the defendant did.
I wonder what's going through her head right now. She's regretting this plea deal because of what the judge is saying. Maybe she's thinking she could have beat it. Not with those messages, sweetheart. Not with those messages. I don't even know why she's allowed to even get a plea deal. That always confuses me. When you have so much evidence against a person, you would think that would be a reason to go to trial, right? Because they would have faith that they could win. I don't know. But they say that no case is a guaranteed slam dunk. So I don't know. I guess I'll leave that up to the professionals.
Did the acts demonstrate unequivocally under all of the circumstances that he or she would commit the crime, the defendant did the acts that demonstrate unequivocally under all of the circumstances that he or she would commit the crime, except for, in this case, there's the intervention of another person or some other extraneous factor. So those are all the elements of this particular crime. And there's one more, and that would be that it has to have occurred in St. Croix County. So, counsel, have we got that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
That's correct.
All right. So, do you understand all of the elements of the child enticement crime that I've just described?
Yes.
Now, the next two charges are identical in terms of the charge, but they allege, as I understand it, differing dates?
Different dates, Your Honor.
Okay. So let's go through, I'm going to go through the elements in general, and then we'll just specify the dates so you're clear on that. So first of all, this is sexual misconduct against a pupil by a school staff member under 948.098. The first thing that the state would have to prove in connection with these two charges is that on the specified date, you were a school staff member at, in this case, River Crest Elementary School.
Oh my gosh, this is getting irritating.
Member at, in this case, River Crest Elementary School. On the specified date, the victim was enrolled at River Crest Elementary School as a pupil. And a third, you committed an act of sexual misconduct against the victim. Now, sexual misconduct under the statute means verbal conduct of a sexual nature or physical contact of a sexual nature. The allegation here is verbal.
Correct, Your Honor.
Correct?
Correct.
Verbal conduct of a sexual nature means communications made intentionally for the purpose of, and in this case, I'm assuming to facilitate the crime under 948.02. It wasn't specified.
Correct, Your Honor, for sexual, the intent for sexual contact.
Okay. Now, the last thing I want to mention here is the stated purpose that's referenced under the statute, for which the intentional conduct needs to be established, is for the sexual arousal or sexual gratification of the victim or yourself. Those are the two that seemed applicable to me. Is that right, counsel?
That's correct.
Correct.
And intentionally means that you acted with a mental purpose to achieve those results. So, in addition to all of that, it would have to be established this happened in St. Croix County as well. So, counsel, can we confirm? I know it's a relatively new statute, and I just want to confirm that we've got the elements correct to your satisfaction.
Agreed.
And when the judge addressed what Bergmann's sentence could be, that is when there was a change. Her seemingly calm, stoic demeanor began to crack. She started to tear up a little bit, dabbed at her eyes with a tissue.
I know, because she don't want to do no time. When you start hearing them years, it's different when you know that this is happening. Like,
the next thing we need to talk about are the penalties for these three charges.
like this, it's crazy. And she's been at home this whole time. I mean, they obviously had to medicate her because she's been a wreck, you know.
Now, count 3, child enticement, and I think counsel has already pointed out that that includes lifetime supervision as a serious sex offense as well. But the penalty under Class D felonies is imprisonment of up to 25 years and up to $100,000 fine. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Now, with regard to the other two charges, those are Class I felonies.
And that's crazy. Was somebody say 25 years? Up to? You got people that killed people that just get 20 years. I know she wasn't expecting to hear 25. She 25. I mean, she come out, she be an older woman. Like, half your damn life gone. It's crazy. But hey, you mess around with an 11-year-old student and you didn't give a damn because you and Abigail were apparently sending messages back and forth. Y'all thought it was okay.
For which the maximum imprisonment is 3 years and 6 months and a $10,000 fine. You understand the penalties that would apply to each of those other two charges?
Yes.
Now, this is one of the most important moments, I think, in our plea colloquy, and that is, I want you to understand that regardless of what's recommended here by the attorneys, whether it be now or at a sentencing hearing later, I could still say
I apologize, y'all, for the technical difficulties. We're going to get through this.
that regardless of what's recommended here by the attorneys, whether it be now or at a sentencing hearing later, I could still sentence you up to the maximum penalties that I've just described for those three crimes. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, the other charges are proposed to be dismissed and read in for purposes of sentencing. There's a total of 10 charges in the amended information, so you're offering a plea to 3 with 7 to be dismissed and read in. It's important that you understand what that means. You heard me just describe what the maximum penalties are for the 3 charges for which you've offered a plea of guilty. I can't sentence you to any greater penalty based upon the dismissed and read in charges. All right?
Yeah.
But I can consider the circumstances surrounding those other charges as I determine what the appropriate sentence is for those 3 that you've offered your guilty plea on, within the limits of the maximum sentences that I just described. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Based upon your plea today to the child enticement charge. Mr. Tamburino points out the requirement for sex offender registration as well. That's not normally part of our plea process. It's not required to be. But you are fully aware that this particular charge requires, as mandatory lifetime sex offender registration. Is that correct?
Yes.
That's correct.
Are you fully aware and understand all those consequences of offering your plea here today in connection with those requirements?
I do, yes.
Has anyone promised you anything or threatened you in any way to make these 3 pleas?
No.
Have you had sufficient time to discuss all these matters with Mr. Tamburino?
Yes.
Do you have any more questions for him right now?
I do not.
So knowing everything you know sitting here today, and everybody you've talked to before, and all the thought process you've gone through coming here today, you still wish to offer your guilty pleas to these 3 charges?
I do.
So based upon my conversation here today with Ms. Bergmann and my observations of her here in court, the court finds that the defendant has entered into her 3 pleas knowingly, intelligently, and voluntarily, with a full understanding of the nature of the 3 charges, the maximum penalties that could be imposed, and the constitutional rights she's giving up. The court also finds there is a factual basis for these 3 pleas based upon the agreement of the parties, my own review of the complaint, as well as the preliminary hearing and motion process that we've undertaken already in this case. And so based upon all of those facts, the court finds there is a factual basis to support these 3 pleas. The court will accept your 3 pleas of guilty and pronounce you guilty of count three, which is child enticement, count 6, which is sexual misconduct by a school staff member or volunteer, and count 8, which is sexual misconduct by a school staff member or volunteer. The first is a Class D felony, the latter 2 are Class I felonies. The remaining 7 counts are dismissed by agreement of the parties and read in for purposes of sentencing.
And when it came time to discuss whether Bergmann would be able to stay out on bond until sentencing, the state argued that she just pled guilty to 3 felonies, so it's only appropriate that she be locked up.
The court knows now that the guilty pleas have been entered, she no longer enjoys that presumption of innocence that she's enjoyed up until this point. She's pled guilty to 3 felonies here today, the highest level being a Class E felony. Also, as the court knows, according to the plea, the state will be asking for a lengthy prison sentence in this case. This is Ms. Bergmann.
That's crazy. The prosecutor ain't lying. She was out before on bail because she was presumed innocent. Now that she's pled guilty, you're guilty now. So they don't want you out there on the streets trying to get other people's kids. And which, girl, you know, I get it. You want to get whatever little bit of time you can get free until you got to serve your sentence. I understand that, but it's like, what, September, you getting sentenced in December, girl, you might as well. I can get both sides. You might as well let that person, I guess, handle their affairs at the house, but I don't know. In this case, fuck that. You might as well go ahead and just let them arrest you and take you to the back.
The plea, the state will be asking for a lengthy prison sentence in this case. This is a case that's been in the public eye. It requires public protection. Ms. Bergmann was in a position of power within the school district, used that to an advantage on a student, and since then, the investigations have continued, as the court know, and the case and other cases have remained in the public eye. I know Ms. Bergmann has participated in therapy at least since October of last year. She has had a year to engage in that therapy. I believe she's made some progress. According to the letter that was submitted, I don't believe much further progress can be made or be beneficial at this stage. I believe the remand is appropriate at this time, again, without that presumption of innocence, with the prison sentence that the state will be asking for. I believe it's appropriate at this time.
Bergmann's defense, they argue that she's been a model defendant throughout this case.
Since the time of her initial appearance in court back in May of 2024, the bond was set. She posted the bail as well as the bond, and she's remained out of custody. She was on a GPS device, a global positioning system device, and she maintained full compliance with every aspect of her conditions of release. She never violated it one time.
Ooh, child, you keep on glitching. Listen to her defense attorney. He know damn well he wasting his breath. They ain't finna let her walk up out of there.
GPS device, a global positioning system device, and she maintained full compliance with every aspect of her conditions of release. She never violated it one time. She and her family had separate housing for her with her grandparents to accommodate that. She kept working. She never had contact with children. She kept in contact with me constantly. So did.
What does that mean when you say she kept working? Working where? I know damn well it better not been with no kids.
Her family. Mr. Bergmann is here in court. She has had supervision like basically no other defendant through this process has had. Additionally, on her own, she sought help. Not only did she go.
And you notice she was not crying before. I'm telling you, they worked this out. He said, look, when I stand up and I start trying to reason with this judge to let you go back home to sentencing, I need you to put them tears on, girl. Put them tears on. Look at her. I just wish they'd turn her mic off so we don't have to hear it, because seeing it is enough.
Go through therapy. It's much more than that, Your Honor. As the court might know, I submitted a letter last week to the court as well as sealed documents. So what did she do? Well, first she got a full psychosexual evaluation. That's not an evaluation where someone sits down for a couple hours and they talk and take a couple of tests. That's multi hours of going through testing over several days, as well as, talking with the psychologist. And based on all of those testings, as we have submitted to the court and counsel, she is deemed not a threat to the public. She has.
You see that? I'm glitching, but I want y'all to notice she stopped crying, and then she gonna start back. Look, she stopped crying, forgot she's supposed to be crying, and started back.
Through testing over several days, as well as, talking with the psychologist. And based on all of those testings, as we have submitted to the court and counsel, she is deemed not a threat to the public. She has scored very, very well on everything. This evaluation was given to Ms. Otten back in July. We have had a number of conversations about this case, at least 3 meetings, and I made it clear to the state that she wants to plead guilty to some type of counts in this case. We made that clear. She wants to resolve this matter. There is a significant amount of information that shows that she was guilty of these counts. And she has maintained that she is guilty of these counts, and that's why she did the psychosexual. After the psychosexual, she then completed a pre-sentence investigation privately, so that the pre-sentence investigator not only works with her, but as well as go through all of her family contacts. And that's clearly established that she has maintained great ties to the community and has abided by all conditions of release. On top of that, Your Honor, as this court knows, 6 months ago, the court released her from the GPS system because she had done so well on her conditions of release. She never violated one.
Now that part I don't like anyway. Why? I wouldn't give a damn how well she was doing. Why take her off the Jeep? That's the stuff I don't get. Oh, because you're doing good, we release you from the GPS monitoring system. She's only doing good because you got her on the system. Why take her off? If she's doing oh so good, she shouldn't want it taken off. Right? That's what I be saying, man. With this stuff and dealing with kids, man, the system don't give a damn.
Top of that, Your Honor, as this court knows, 6 months ago, the court released her from the GPS system because she had done so well on her conditions of release. She never violated one. So for the last 6 months, she's had no GPS monitoring. And on top of that, Your Honor, it's not only therapy, it's sex offender programming. She has had, I believe at the time of the pre-plea investigation was submitted or my letter, it was 39 sessions. That is a lot of sessions, Your Honor, that someone would do even before they enter a plea of guilty, even before they admit guilt, even before there is a conviction. So basically, other than the legal issue of the presumption of innocence not applying, nothing has changed and things have gotten better.
Almost done with the video, almost done with the glitching. Oh my God.
Is a conviction. So basically, other than the legal issue of the presumption of innocence not applying, nothing has changed and things have gotten better. This is a person who is actively in sexual programming. So for those reasons,
how would they know things have gotten better? What, do she not like 11-year-olds anymore? Like, what the fuck does that even mean? What do you mean things have gotten better? She was being monitored. She's in trouble. She's not allowed to be around kids. And now she can never go back around kids. So we would never and should never have to test that theory out. So how would he know things have gotten better? Like, that's crazy. Like, you do not know that.
We are respectfully
Like, this is insane. How would you know things have gotten
conditions
better?
of release remain the same, because again, nothing's gotten worse. It's gotten even better. It's become better because of everything that she has done to try to do whatever she can to make this situation better, not only as well as hopefully to have some type of closure in this case, as well as for her. Thank you, Your Honor.
And when the judge handed down his decision about bond, that is when Bergmann
What did the
broke
judge say, Jesse?
I'm going to exercise my discretion to order that she be remanded into the custody of the St. Croix County Sheriff. Bond is going to be revoked as of this moment. And we will await the 75 days or so to get the PSI completed and find out guilt.
I told you. I think maybe the judge can't hear her mic, and maybe that's what's going on. Maybe the judge can't hear it, but we can. And that's why in the other, because in one of the articles, it said that she was, in the mic. So to other people, it had to be.
Actors, I think that exercise of my discretion here today. Now, is there anything else from the state's point of view that we need to address today?
Not today, Your Honor.
Mr. Gambarino?
Nothing else. Sure.
All right. Then I.
We are adjourned. All over and done with. Deputy done came up. Time to go to the back.
Bergmann continued sobbing as she was put into handcuffs and taken into custody. So to recap real quick, Bergmann entered a guilty plea to child enticement, sexual contact with the...
All right. Appreciate you, Jesse. That is over and done with. Let me go ahead and wrap this up. Talk about cultural blind spots. Go to my notes. Cultural blind spots. Question. Why do we hesitate to confront female perpetrators? That's a question you can ask yourself. Get in the comments. Let me know what you think. Second question. How does gender bias affect media coverage and public outrage? I think we all know that there is a double standard. Most of these cases, man, if it was a guy, please. They punish these women, but they handle them with kid gloves when they do punish them. You can see the differences in the sentencing, the plea deals, and all of that, man. It's crazy. I'm gonna do a story on this one lady. She what was her last name? Whiteside or something like that. She didn't get no time for grooming a teenage girl. She got probation. She didn't spend no time in prison. So I'm gonna do her story. I'm not going too much into it now. Third question: what role does grooming play, and how do we teach kids to recognize it? And that's an important thing to implement programs like that for children, for them to recognize it. But I think children already do recognize it. When I'm reading when you read these transcripts, these articles, a lot of times the kids know it's wrong. These kids know it's wrong. These kids tell you, hey, I'm uncomfortable. I think how to report it is what we need to teach these kids. Have a system for them to report it. Because once these things are found out, the kids, these children know it's wrong. You can just tell from how they speak about it. They'll tell you they was uncomfortable. They knew it was wrong. They just need a system in order to report it for a kid. I don't think that kids are taught who to go to, the steps to take, and how to go about it. And if we teach them that, I think we'll see more of these predators getting caught. Anywho, my final thoughts. This case is a reminder that abuse doesn't always look like what we expect. Madison Bergmann wasn't a stranger in a dark alley. She was a trusted teacher, and that's what makes this so dangerous. If we want to protect children, we need to confront the uncomfortable truths. Predators can be charming, educated, and yes, they can be female. We need better training, stronger oversight, and a culture that prioritizes safety over reputation. To the survivors out there, your voice matters. To the institutions out there, your silence is complicity. It is. It is. It is. It is. And to the audience, stay vigilant, stay informed, and never stop asking the hard questions. I appreciate you all for coming through. I appreciate you all for being here. Don't forget to like, thumbs up the video, to share. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to get in the comment section and let me know what you think, what you're feeling out there. I apologize for the technical difficulties. I'm trying to get stuff like that together. Just one day at a time, man. I'm doing my best.
Risky behavior.